I got a box in the mail from RC Foam Fly, a kit F18 V4, and I have got to show you a few of these attention to details that they've done. First off, the box. I know, just let me explain. The box game is so hard. You're shipping foam. Like foam is packaging material. What do you use to protect packaging material? Not foam. You're shipping foam. The problem with shipping foam, large sheets of foam, is look at this little. I got a little slideshow I know here. There's a standard Depron case box. They're giant. They're big. The UPS guy just throws that around his truck, and corners of other boxes are jabbing into it. It gets scratched. So first thing I saw was, wow, that's small, and wow, it's very distributes its forces nicely. It's very tight. It's very sturdy. And of course, when I open it up, the foam is in outstanding shape. But there's a power package. It's all saran wrap. There's a carbon rod in there. I'll get to that in a minute. There's a lot more in that package. Wait till I open that up. Take a look at the parts where there's kind of a start and a stop. Laser cut, water cut, you can get it cut faster, cheaper with a water cutter versus a laser cutter. And you got these little start and stop tabs. Whatever, I can deal with that. Take a look at a couple things here. Number one, that dent in the corner of the foam. We'll talk about that in a second. And then look at that little tooth, that little zigzag right there. I thought that was an error on the water jet or something. But then when I looked on their website, they talk about, look, we put these little nicky things in here where the RC Powers design has the score fold where you got to score between two lines. So they're kind of helping you along the way with the water jet. Now, with the dent in the corner of the foam there, this usually happens, what I've seen, by the time the business owner gets the foam to their place, period. So imagine you're them. Imagine you're RC Foam Fly and you're shipping out kits and you're trying to minimize or eliminate foam damage in shipping. The foam you're getting is already damaged. They have thought through, don't put the parts all the way to the edge of the foam because that's where you're going to get your bumps and bruises. They've given themselves breathing room. Most people are like, okay, who cares, whatever, just give me my kit. From my perspective, that is a big thing that I'm looking for. So here's kind of a layout of the kit with, a very low resolution picture. All right, so moving on to the power parts. Watch this. I'm going to just show you a piece at a time. Here's the motor speed control. You got some extension wires and a couple of mixer things and servos. This is a real motor and a real speed control. This is a Turnigy Hobby King 2200 kV. The exact motor we design our planes around. And 40 amp speed control. Again, thank you. Thank you for not doing 30 amps. Even though you could get away from 30, you could get away with 30 amps. They went with 40 amps. Watch as we go along here. This is their trend. Whenever they can err on one side or the other, they always err on the side of, okay, let me give the customers a little bit more. Let me make that a little bit stronger. Let me give them a little extra. You don't believe me? Watch this. So you got your mixers, you got your, name brand language of GWS VTEL mixer in case your radio doesn't have it. Maybe you can't program it. There you go. It's got a servo reverser. You don't need a servo reverser. But they have noticed that so many people, when they're installing their planes, they have a servo that goes backwards and they don't know that, look, you can flip that, you can reverse that, you can do it mechanically or with the horns or with your radio, and people get stuck. I see it all the time on the forum. You know what? Here's an easy fix. Again, you don't need it, but they're erring on the side of here. Maybe this will help you. Servos. Me with servos, I won't fly planes if they don't have the right kind of servos on them. I'm real picky about them. They're metal gears, high quality. They're, not necessarily high-tech servos or anything like that, but, I fired them up. I haven't flown them on the plane yet. They run fast, run smooth, quiet, feel strong. Again, these are real servos, not something like, okay, I got to do a kit. Let me just throw something in here to say they're done. And again, look at how many servos they put in. Oh, they put in 6. Well, the RC Powers instructions say you need 2 elevons, not just to here's the basic, get out the door, that'll get you in the air. No, they give you 6. Why? Well, maybe you want to set them all up. Maybe you want to eventually set all the controls. Maybe you broke one. They give you 6 servos, the maximum number you would ever possibly need There you go. Now, moving on to the hardware stuff, we've got sandpaper. Oh, two kinds of sandpaper, a fine and a finer. Sandpaper. They put sandpaper in the kit. Little roll of tape. You got your Velcro. You've got your double-sided stick of tape. Your control horns, magnets, clevises, motor mount razor blade. So with the hardware, I see this little drill bit and little metal rod in there, and I'm like, okay, did that like fall into the box, or did they like mean to give me a piece of candy but didn't have any candy, so they just threw in an extra drill bit? Like, oh, here you go. Turns out that they use that for drilling out the servo horns. They looked into far and wide getting servo horns that have the holes that match the exact push rods and clevises and all that, and they just don't exist. I mean, the manufacturers just kind of make them smaller so you can cut the fit. Well, you tell the customer, cut the fit, and they go, well, crap, I don't have a drill bit. Or what size drill bit? Well, you know what? Check your box. There is a little tiny drill bit in there just for your servos. Can you believe that? And that other little metal rod thing goes to tightening down your propeller. Right? You see what I'm saying? Now the push rods, you've got, let me start with the good stuff. You got the nice, thick metal rod Dubro. It's double-sided threaded, which is pretty nice. So you can do the, you have your choice. You can do your little bendy Z-bend like I do and I recommend, and then put clevis on one side for the control horn. You can put your little tight looses on there. You can put clevises on both sides, however you want to set it up. The point is, we all like to kind of do our push rods a little different. There you go. Now the control horns, they're a little, double up the epoxy them down and then hot glue them real good. There's a little secret right there. That's a lot of leverage on that control horn, which works out. I'd put the little pin on the lower hole, by the way, and then epoxy those in and then gob them up real good with hot glue to get a lot of surface area glue joint to keep those in. Little tip for you there. Oh, and I love this. They send 3 razor blades. Well, you don't even have anything to cut out. It's a pre-cut out kit. Oh, the little tabs. Oh, sure. Yeah, well, here you go. So 3, not just 1, but 3. And kits come from Australia. Razor blades are made in USA. I mean, you got a power package here full of nothing but Chinese parts. And the 10-cent razor blade, that's made in America, my friend. Here's the power package laid out. You got the wires, the mixers, speed control motor, motor mount, servos, tape, Velcro, clevises, control horns, push rods, motor mount, drill bit, sandpaper, carbon, just everything. A couple of nice business cards. Maybe your box won't come with that, but mine did. And let's take a look at their website real quick. So, again, by the time you see this, they might have things changed around, but this will give you the idea. So they got RC Powers kits. They've also got Flying Wings, Flight Test, Stevens Aero Model, Depron cases. When you click on the RC Powers ones, you'll go to the page, and they've got a couple different options. They've got the kit only, or the power parts only, or both together. If you're going for a kit, it is kind of nice to get the whole thing because the quality of the parts, the power parts, these aren't throwaway power parts. I mean, honestly, come on, how long have I been doing this? What do you think I was expecting? I was expecting a decently cut out kit, a halfway damaged box, a bunch of trinkets not there, and just the cheapest power setup you could get that, honestly, I wasn't even going to use. Just like, okay, hey, great, and then, put my own stuff on it. This is stuff that you're actually going to use on this plane and all the rest of your planes. And not only saving a couple of bucks, but you're saving a lot of time tracking all this stuff down. I mean, even if you have all this stuff, which I do, it's nice to have more. So the downside is, ready? I should say the down underside is they're in Australia. So if you're in America, they're in Australia. It's summertime in Australia when it's wintertime for everybody else. So they're out flying, having fun. You're inside, hand cutting out a kit all by your own self with 6 feet of snow. RC Foam Fly, 2 thumbs up and a hey, all right. Great job, guys. I mean, really, this is a lot of hard work. I know how hard this is, and just extremely happy to see how much you care about the guys at the field who actually have to build these things and actually have to fly them. Very proud to partner with you guys and get these kits out there.